One more final remains, and it has enormous ramifications for Olympic qualification. The men's steel rings final. That's the only thing that is still, because everyone is jittery as can be ahead of this one, because 5 athletes are in the race for a place at Paris 2024. Eleftherios Petronius, Artur Avatissian, Vahagan Davtyan. We've even got teammates competing against each other. Vincent Herk and Nikita Simonov. Only one of them, the top of those performers, can make it to the Olympic Games. The rest are not applicable to qualify. That's gymnasts like Harry Hepworth, Yohao and Liu Yang, because they represent nations who have already secured a team spot at the Games. So for them, it's just about good old-fashioned World Championship glory. But we'll see when the dust settles and the fog clears who it is that is Paris bound. This, the last final of the day.
What to do. It's time to do some bongo. If you see yourself, you gotta hit the drums. Come on now. Come on, show me your rhythm. Hey. Yeah, that's you. Don't just wave, hit the bongo. Good, very good. Keep it going, keep it going. Nice. Ah, de dames in het rood. Hopla, ja zeker. Come on now. Keep on hitting that bongo. Very good. Come on, ladies. I know you want to.
We are waiting to get the men's rings final underway. And it should be a thoroughly exciting one.
Let's see.
And we are ready for the men's final on still rings. Presenting you the 8 finalists.
Here are the 8.
From Great Britain, Harry Hepworth.
Harry Hepworth from Great Britain will begin the men's steel rings final. The 8th best in qualification. He's done so well to make it into this field.
Go, ho!
Somewhere there is Yohao from the People's Republic of China. There he is, the 3rd best in the qualification process and the silver medalist at the last Olympics. The Olympic champion from Rio and the bronze medalist in Tokyo, Eleftherios Petronius of Greece, going in pursuit of his 4th World Championship title. He was the 2nd best in qualifying. Artur Avatissian of Armenia.
Also from Armenia, Vahagan Davtyan.
He was the joint 6th best in qualification, along with his own teammate Vahagan Davtyan.
Representing Austria.
And the 2 of them are both going for 1 Olympic place. Goodness me, the tension. Vincent Herk of Austria, European Championship medalist and World University Games medalist. He's also going for a place at the Games. He was the 5th best in qualifying. The top performer in qualification, the reigning Olympic champion Liu Yang of the People's Republic of China.
From Azerbaijan, Nikita Simonov.
And we have Nikita Simonov from Azerbaijan, the 4th best in qualification, and another gymnast who is contesting a place at the Olympic Games. 5 of them trying to be the one that places highest. As I said earlier, it doesn't matter where they finish in terms of the medals, it's simply being the top of that chasing group of Olympic qualification hopefuls. the contenders in this men's rings final.
The warm-up time
bidding
for the first
not just for
starts now.
World Championship honours, but many of them, most of them, for a place at the Olympiad. And just that added extra complication that two of them are from the same country. We look up into the rafters of the Sport Palace in Antwerp, Belgium. Joao, silver medalist at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. And a World Championship runner-up in Glasgow in 2015. Eleftherios Petrunius, the Olympic champion from Rio, a gentleman who just made it to the last Olympic Games. It was one of the most dramatic conclusions to the qualification process. He's going to be able to get into an Olympic qualification spot much earlier than last time.
And we start with an athlete of Great Britain. Here's the exercise of Harry Hepworth.
Great Britain's Harry Hepworth, 8th best in qualification, 14.366. The 19-year-old starting with the planche into the Maltese, going in a controlled way to the iron cross. Another well-performed Maltese. There's going to be those with much higher difficulty to come, but there's some nice tidy delivery from him. Well, Harry Hepworth with a good start. His dismount lacked a little clarity, but he has had a triumphant World Championships, making his way into more than one final. It's a brilliant accomplishment.
Not just known as the rings, but known as the still rings, and quite important because the challenge is to keep those cables as still as possible.
He's been a World Cup medalist on floor, including a gold medalist. He's been a vault silver medalist.
For grip over the top of his
and he was the under-18 British rings champion actually in 2021. And that was back during his all-around days, which are no longer a focus of his.
Hold and swinging parts to the judges. Here, the cross position, synonymous with the rings. Incredible strength in the upper body, the pectorals, the deltoids, all working
his
so hard.
Execution score in qualification was one of the best. It's quite easy to see why.
Two twists, just a little pace on the landing.
Difficult to see his dismount from that position, but I think he took quite a sizable pace.
Has high expectations of himself. Qualified with a score of 14.5 and a difficulty value of 6.4.
Hij heeft al medailles gewonnen op wereldbekers, deze Harry Hepworth, maar nooit aan ringen. En hier staat hij plots.
14.1 for Harry Hepworth. Execution down by just over 2/10 from qualification. His difficulty the same as the preliminary round.
En hij is nog maar 19, only 19 years old, Harry Hepworth.
So he sets the mark for everyone else to try to go beyond.
Almost time for the second exercise in this rings final.
Next will be a two-time Olympic medalist, including the runner-up at the Olympic Games in Tokyo.
The People's Republic of China, Yao Hao.
Yao Hao of the People's Republic of China. A medalist on rings at the World Championships as well. He's got such a collection of honours. His scoring qualification 14.8. Very elegantly and powerfully opens up into the diagonal hand or the horizontal armed handstand. Level position in the planche, really nice. Good level Maltese as well. Steady, still handstand. And the layout work, which is so nice to see on the rings. Great geometry to this routine. Jonasson, elegant Jonasson, that's lovely. Into the iron cross. Not quite as perfectly horizontal by his own high standards on that Maltese, but it's very smaller difference. His handstand again looks steady. His dismount was a little on the compressed side, slightly piked, but it was a very well performed routine, and it is going to be a contender for a place on the podium, one imagines.
Yu Hao from the People's Republic of China.
Such an important part of the Chinese team.
The 31-year-old was silver medalist on rings at the Tokyo Olympic Games.
The team that
and also
was involved in such a great contest with the Japanese team for the overall team title.
Who we will see performing next. Looking at him in action again. Look at that. The double rotation, the straight position. Really having to turn the rings. That's the O'Neill.
Double layout on the rings.
Working hard, incredible
looks
strength
beautiful.
And flexibility in the shoulders. And bringing that rotation under control brilliantly. Composure in the cross. Holding for a clear 2 seconds to make sure his difficulty counts. And here, the swinged handstand. And the double twisting, double straight at the end of that routine. Fights to control that landing. Trying to save himself from any undue deductions. Qualified in third place with the score 14.8.
Now, how will it compare to 14.8, the qualification number? Yao Hao.
Deze is de vice-Olympische kampioen aan de ringen. Pakt het zilver in Tokyo 2 jaar geleden.
A number of gymnasts at these championships who've spoken of his love of computer gaming, video gaming, as a way to step away from gymnastics and keep his mind on something else for a short time. And he can keep his mind on a potential place on the podium with that number, 14.833. He gains 2/10 of difficulty from qualification. He loses almost 2/10 of execution. It's an improvement of a few hundredths. The second best in qualification, the Olympic champion from Rio, Eleftherios Petronius. A gymnast who is seeking a place at the Olympics, and in a fashion that is less dramatic than last time when he only just made it right at the end. Pushes up into a very horizontal planche, lovely. And then drops down below the rings, up into the Maltese with the fingers pointed. Incredible. Jonasson, that's as level a shoulder presentation as you'll see. Again, arms open in the Maltese. Terrific handstand. He's looking good. Lovely planche once more. Holding it for the clear 2 seconds is vital. Iron cross with beautiful geometry. Beautiful symmetry. Has to slightly adjust the handstand, but by centimetres. He doesn't have to adjust his dismount. It's brilliant. Oh, that's a look of immense relief for Eleftherios Petrounias, the 32-year-old from Athens. From Greece, the birthplace of the Olympics, and the man who calls the games home might have earned himself a place.
And the Greek flag is flying high around the arena.
That is tremendous.
Super performance from him. Nailed that landing on the double twisting double back. 32 years old. 2016 Olympic champion, the 2020 Olympic bronze
He went to
three-time
the Tokyo Olympics, won the bronze medal. He dreamt of dedicating an Olympic medal to his daughters, Sophia and
Highly
Eleni.
decorated, highly motivated. Second highest qualifier with a score of 14.9. Training every sinew, every muscle to keep
He's
those
so
rings still.
good
They're
here at hitting
perfectly
positions
flat
first
in that
time
top
without
planche,
adjustment.
turning those rings out.
And there really is
Beautiful control.
a sense of establishing a parallel line from the ground when he's in those Maltese and planche positions.
Pressing back up into the Maltese, a little flare.
Rarely
of the
do you see the legs
just
drop
to show he's got it
or
totally
rise
under
at the
control.
back. It's just
Giving you away with a
beautiful
smile.
gymnastically.
Scores on its way.
He leads 15.066. Eleftherios Petrounias.
Wow. 15.06.
The world champion on 3 occasions and the Olympic champion in Rio may well be on his way to Paris. But there's a long way still to go in this final. That's a mighty standard set though.
And we're gonna have Armenia. From Armenia, Artur Avetisyan.
Artur Avetisyan, 25-year-old from Yerevan, the capital city of Armenia, one of 2 Armenian gymnasts, both from Yerevan, both going for a spot at the Olympic Games. He won the World University Games title in 2019. It really announced him as a major contender internationally, especially as he beat the likes of Ibrahim Cholak to do it. Very poised and controlled looking work. Controls the trembling very well. His handstand was slightly arched, but not gravely so. And his dismount was good with a small hop forwards. Artur Avetisyan of Armenia. It's going to be such a challenge to get ahead of Eleftherios Petrounias, and they must all know that, the rest of the field. Just remind ourselves there are still qualification opportunities to come through the World Cups.
Of 5.9, 25 years of age. He's fourth on this apparatus at the World Championships last year, just out of the medals.
And those World Cup competitions are going to be, frankly, horrifically nerve-wracking to watch next year.
Both Cairo and Cottbus. Yeah, and the Maltese, nice and flat. That's what the judges are looking for. Straight line in the body, keeping the rings as still as possible. Here, driving the heels backwards into this double rotation forwards. That's the Yamawaki. Heels lifting again as he moves into the Maltese. A little dip of the shoulders and back up into that strength hold position. See the grasp on the rings there. So, time to take the handguards off, and he can take a rest.
Artur Avetissian scores 14.433. He's in third position. Petrunius leads at the halfway stage of this final. And if Eleftherios Petrunius holds on to win this, then it's going to be his first World Championship title since 2018.
Four more gymnasts, four more finalists on still rings. Eleftherios Petrunius in first place.
However, there is him,
of the People's Republic of China.
Yu Yang,
And then
the Olympic champion, the reigning Olympic champion.
Yes,
won the World Championship title 9 years ago.
Placed 12th in qualification, so we know we'll definitely be
And his score in the preliminary round was 15.2.
Eleftherios Petrunius has laid down the gauntlet. A fabulous performance from him. But we have the leader from qualification, Liu Yang, who is yet to perform. He will be the penultimate performer on the rings. And as we have seen, anything can happen in these finals. Again, only 0.7 differentiating.
And Nikita Simonov has performed really well in World Cup competition this season. The gymnast from Azerbaijan, based in Baku, the World Cup champion. He won a bronze medal at the Doha World Cup and then was the champion in Baku, in his home city, in Cairo, in Egypt. And that was after starting the season, finishing 10th in Cottbus. So he really improved after a pretty shaky first competition. One of the absolute elder statesmen of still rings gymnastics is about to take to the apparatus.
Motion on still rings now. Finalist number 5, representing Armenia, Vahan Davtyan.
Vahan Davtyan of Armenia. The sixth best, joint sixth best in qualification with Artur Avetissian, his own teammate. 35, competing at his 6th World Championships. It's the 4th time he's been in the rings final. 6th is his best placement. He was last year's World Cup winner on the rings. Goes into the planche to begin. Good control in the iron cross. Beautiful looking Maltese. Steady, stable handstand. That's an extremely level Maltese cross. It's a good level shoulder line with finger point and toe point demonstrated. He's a little diagonal on that occasion in the planche, but slightly. Oh, that's a glorious dismount from Vahagan Davtyan. Beautiful. Very nice work. For a couple of years now, he's been combining his elite gymnastics career with working as the head of sports and youth affairs department for Yerevan municipality. He is on a real mission to improve sports facilities in state. And he has made very clear he's got no desire to push for higher difficulty beyond 6.0. He says his actual focus is gaining tenths of execution by being more attentive to small details. He's got his plan very clearly worked out. He likes to do this beautifully.
And I think we have a score.
And it was a very nice performance. 14.7. 8.7 for execution, the second best that we've seen so far. And he's into the bronze medal position. 3 to go, one of whom is the top from qualification.
Have we got any people from Austria here? Oh yes, we do.
Vincent Herk from Austria, the 5th best in qualification with 14.6. A World University Games medalist and a European Championship medalist, and the reigning national champion many years in a row. Planche to open. Jonasson to Yamawaki, to the Maltese cross. Little trembling in the planche, all entirely understandable considering we're so close to the end of these championships and the intensity of the occasion. His handstand is good. His dismount is a treat. That's beautiful from Vincent Herk of Austria, the 27-year-old from Graz. It's the 8th time he's competed at the World Championships. His best result was 5th in 2021.
Qualified in 5th place with a score of 14.6. Had a difficulty value of 6.1.
He recently completed his qualifications in mechatronics at the University of Innsbruck.
He was just 7 years of age. 10 times national champion.
He's another of the gymnasts here who, like Joao, really enjoys gaming. Very interested in technology, as you'd expect from somebody with his academic background and expertise.
On this apparatus. And put in a very good performance here. Working hard to hold that Maltese. And the cross position. Trying to make it look as easy as possible, but believe me, it's not. Transitioning from one strength element to the next. And Jonasson directly into the Yamawaki.
Isn't that a level line? Love it.
Under control. Love it. You do the judges at the side, see that?
14.566 for Vincent Herk. He's in 4th position. And it means that Eleftherios Petrounias has a medal. Back on the podium, Eleftherios Petrounias.
And now for the People's Republic of China.
But for how long will he lead? Here is the Olympic champion in the top qualifier, Liu Yang. His execution score in qualifying was an extraordinary 8.8. Into the horizontal armed handstand and another, and it really is horizontal. Completely inverted iron cross. Maltese position, thorough. Yamawaki with a good tight tuck. Points the toes nicely back in the Maltese. It's very poised, isn't it? The dismount is another outstanding one. Liu Yang, he just does this so beautifully. The 29-year-old from Liaoning, who attended the prestigious Beijing Sport University, and who is going to be on a prestigious World Championship podium based on that display. He might go into the lead.
He was our highest qualifier with 15.2 and a difficulty score of 6.4.
Very good standard of rings final.
And pulled out all the stops here.
And they're always so close, these competitions.
The 29-year-old who's the 2020 Olympic and the 2014 World Champion on this apparatus. On a silver with the team here just a few days ago. And here showing complete composure, almost serenity on the rings. Driving the heels into the Emerson. Stopping completely still in that cross position.
You always trust his degree of control.
Level with the rings. Absolute concentration. And here, such an impressive dismount. The double twisting, double tuck. Not a waver with the feet. And he knows he's done a good job. Like, what do you think of that, Andrew?
Eleftherios Petrunius leading on 15.066. Liu Yang with a performance of such high quality, and he goes into the gold medal position, 15.233. Now I should just say that from Petrunius's perspective, it doesn't impact Olympic qualification for him, where he needs to win that mini tournament of the 5, and there's only one of those left. It's Nikita Simonov, because the People's Republic of China have already qualified a team. Nikita Simonov needs a really enormous improvement from qualification. He scored 14.666. It's 15.066, so 4/10 higher. That leads the way, or leads the way in the Olympic qualification process, I should say, because it's Liu Yang now who's at the top of the leaderboard overall. He flickers somewhat in the inverted cross. Doesn't flicker there in the Maltese. Another excellent landing in a thoroughly impressive rings final at the World Championships. Nikita Simonov of Azerbaijan completes this day of apparatus finals in Antwerp, Belgium.
Our final gymnast on the rings, 27 years of age, qualified in 14.666. Specialist on this apparatus.
Competed at his third World Championship, Simonov, last year. He was 7th in the rings final in 2018 in Doha. But we could have another situation where from today we get a world champion and Olympic champion going on to Paris in Liu Yang.
Through his routine in his mind. And their beautiful toe point and leg extension throughout the routine. Real amplitude in his legs. Jonasson, those rotations into the multis. And he absolutely nailed the landing.
Liu Yang, then Eleftherios Petrunius, then Joao.
Yeah, score is already there.
14.666. Nikita Simonov of Azerbaijan in 5th place behind Vahagan Davtyan of Armenia. But the top 3 have been confirmed. It is Liu Yang of the People's Republic of China who's won the World Championship title. He goes to Paris as the reigning World and Olympic champion. Eleftherios Petrunius of Greece has crucially finished the highest of all of the applicable qualifiers. That has to be confirmed and signed, sealed and delivered, but there's a reason he looks happy, not just because of the silver medal, but because the drama of the Tokyo qualification process looks like it won't be repeated. And Joao of the People's Republic of China wins bronze. And well done to Vahagan Davtyan, finishing 4th at the age of 35.
Titles up for grabs.
Dames en heren, blijf zeker zitten. Zometeen nog de medailleceremonie van de...
And that really does position Vahagan Davtyan as one of the top contenders for the World Cup series.